Hello, friend. Joe at the office here. Today, I want to start working on the third part of our creating a personal household budget. So, let's just jump right into this. So far, we have the yearly budget created with the numbers of the scenario that we've talked about with husband and wife, young child. Wife has a part-time job, so we can see that our income is 43.7 a year, and all of our expenditures added up, well planned out, so that we know where our money is going. So I want to create a budget versus actual spreadsheet for each month, but January is where we're going to start. So let's create a new sheet, and we'll go ahead and put a title on it, probably about that big, Merchant Center, Noel, and we don't need our name on this one. We'll say monthly budget versus actuals for January. Perfect. All right, let's make this stand out a little bit. Maybe change the font size to 14, bold it, color it. All right, the first part is we're going to start copying our budget. Control C. Put down a few, 2, 3 maybe. Control V. Probably want to stretch at least this one out a little bit. That one's probably good. We'll continue to do that with our expenditures. Actually, let's just do 3 or 2 sections and skip a line. Bam, bam. Go back to our budget. We want to pull the next 3 right here. Control C. Maybe skip 2 lines. Control V. We'll stretch this out a little bit more. So we'll have our budget here. You know what? Let's insert and insert, just to stretch out our formatting a little bit. So in here, I want to change this formatting to be no fill and box it in. We'll do that for all these sections. No fill, box it in. No fill. Make a little table. It's important that you have consistency in your formatting, and it needs to be aesthetically pleasing so it flows easily. So I'm actually going to shrink these up, bring these closer together, maybe that much. Alright, so these numbers are just copied numbers now. I don't want that. I want them to be linked to the actual budget document in case we make changes over here. Maybe we change jobs and we have to change our income, or we pick up an additional expenditure that we need to document. So it's a little bit tedious, but unless you're going to do it through coding, this is probably the best way to do this. So we're going to say equal, and then we're going to go to our budget sheet and pick our wages and hit enter. So now this cell is equal to our budget worksheet B4. So we can just copy these down here, but we'll have to do this for every section. So for household expenditures, enter. and we can drag that down with our crosshairs. Same thing here, equals financial, and select it, crosshairs, drag it down. Vehicle loan is equal to our vehicle loan. Drag that down here. Two more, so equal entertainment. All right, drag that down with our crosshairs and close, equal budget, enter, and drag that down. So now anytime a change is made on the budget, the January numbers will update. I want to, so again, we only want to highlight the fields that we're actually going to put things in. So this, well, let's go ahead and fill this out. So this is our projected. This is our actuals, and this is the difference. All right, so let's go ahead, let's bold those. Let's double click, no, let's just copy, paste, paste, and paste. All right. We can stretch that out just a little bit so we can read that. Like so. All right. So we do want to highlight the section that we're going to be responsible for filling out each month. So I'll just do that. And we'll use the trick that we learned in a previous video where we double click the format painter, and then we can just continue to click and drag where we want that format to be painted to. Saves a lot of time if you use that trick. And you can click on it to get off of the painter. All right, we got to do some equations here, some formulas. So we're going to do equals the actuals minus the projected. It's important to do it that way so that you show any shortfalls as a negative and any surpluses as a positive. So we'll just go ahead and crosshair drag that down. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that formula, so I'll type it again, drag it down. We'll go ahead and copy and paste that formula. Down. A little bit tedious, but it is probably the fastest way to do this. Just copy and paste using the shortcut Control C for copy and Control V for paste. All right. So now we have our formulas in here. We need to populate this formula. So right now that's a sum of these, B11 or B6 through B11. We can copy that by choosing the crosshairs and dragging it. Again, so that if you look at that, correct. All right, 3 more. And perfect. All right, so that's your formulas for your basic calculations. We also want to add a few more. We want to do the totals out here. So I'm going to select these 4, merge in the center, and then left justify. And we're going to type in projected balance. Alt enter to get another line in that same cell, and we're going to say projected income minus expenses. Enter. So now we have a new field. Let's go ahead and make this fill stand out. Maybe something like that. And then let's merge and center this, right? Justify it, because this is where the total is going to go. Let's just make this light gray or something. All right, so we're going to use this. Let's copy it down a few because we want 3 totals here. So this is going to be the actual balance, and that is actual income minus expenses, and then the difference is the difference. This is going to be your profit or loss difference. Actual minus projected. Projected. All right, let's go ahead and do the equations. So like it says, projected income minus expenses. So we'll do our formula equals the projected income total income minus that expense line item minus that expense line item minus that one, and minus that one, and we'll hit enter, and we'll see that we have a value of a surplus of $820 expected. So this is our projected balance at the end of the month. The actual balance is the actual income, which will be here, minus the expenses. So we'll start our formula. That our actual income, we don't have any yet, but we will, minus that, minus that, minus that, equals. And then the difference is just going to equal the actual minus the projected, like so. So right now we're $820 less because we have no actuals than we expected to be. Perfect. Okay. So this is our January sheet. And before we start going in and let's go ahead and start filling in our actuals so that we can see how this works. So we picked up some overtime this month, January, and so we need to account for that on the net value of our check stubs or checks. So maybe we made $2,750 this month, which gave us a difference or a surplus in this case of $250. Our wife made the expected money, maybe a little bit different. Let's say she made $590 in tips this month. All right, so now we have some actuals here. This was our projected income, and this is our actual income, and we made $240 additional this month, which is great. We can carry that over, or we can apply it to credit cards or our emergency fund. Mortgage was $1,100, like we expected, of course. Electricity, we weren't home as much, so it was a little bit cheaper. Water's always about the same. Our cell phone is a fixed cost there. Internet's fixed. Cable was $57 because they always seem to go up a couple dollars every month. And we spent about $370 on groceries. So you can see that our expenditures for household were $17 more than we had budgeted for. much. This is a normal thing. So we did put our $100 in savings, and we did put $100 into our emergency fund. Of course, that's part of our retirement contribution, and let's say we did our minimum payments here. Our vehicle loan is the same, no surprises there. We spent about $85 on gas, drove a little extra. We did go out and eat a couple times, and we went to the movies. Prices go up, of course. And we paid our gym membership. We bought some clothes for the baby, about $50 worth, and we bought some special treats for our pups, or a cat, whatever it was. So now we can see that our actual expenditures versus our projected, we saved a little bit more money. So we expected to have $820 additional income than expenditures, but our actual income minus expenses was $1,000. So about $200 we did better, $196 we did better. So we can either have the mindset that we use that $196 to apply towards our emergency fund, or we can use the $120 to start building. We could almost build out our entire emergency fund this time for the year. So you have to decide what you're going to do, but here's how the template will work. So there'll be one more part to this series in showing how we create each month. We'll create a sheet for each month, January through December, all tied back to our budget worksheet, and that'll be the template that we can use each and every year to manage our money, understand our money, control our money. If you're married, you and your spouse on the same page every month. And so that's it for this part 3 in this series. If you liked what you saw, hit like, subscribe if you can, leave a comment, let me know how I'm doing, and thank you for watching.